Self-directed change has become one of the defining ideas of modern culture. It appears under many names: positive thinking, discipline, grind culture, self-improvement, optimization, mindset, etc. The promise is usually the same: change yourself and do it quickly. But when you look closely, something becomes difficult to ignore. Many popular claims about how long meaningful change should take are not based on documented observation. They are often built on wishful thinking, selective success stories, or unrealistic expectations. As a result, people begin to treat normal human adaptation as a failure. If progress is slower than expected, they assume something is wrong with them. But what if the timeline itself was wrong? So instead of looking at slogans, motivation, or universal rules, let's look at documented observations from different approaches to change. Not to predict the future with certainty, but to build a more realistic reference point for understanding our own efforts. One of the most useful places to look for information about meaningful personality and behavioral change is psychotherapy. Not because therapy contains universal answers, but because therapeutic approaches often document outcomes over time and allow us to observe patterns across many cases. Before looking at rough timelines, it is important to keep one thing in mind: change does not depend only on time. The duration and consistency of change are influenced by many variables: the nature and severity of the problem, personal circumstances, habits, motivation, age, cognitive abilities, environment, and the degree to which change is being pursued. With that in mind, let's look at the broad reference points, not rules. Rational Emotive Behavioral Therapy, or REBT, was designed to be relatively active and time-focused. Depending on the problem being addressed, measurable improvement may sometimes appear within several weeks to a few months. Cognitive behavioral therapy often operates within structured treatment blocks and can show meaningful changes over a period of multiple sessions, although outcomes vary considerably. Psychodynamic and psychoanalytic approaches usually work on broader patterns of personality, relationships, and internal conflict. Because of that, the process may range from months to years. Behavioral approaches and habit-focused interventions can sometimes produce visible changes more quickly, because they target specific patterns of action rather than broader personality organization. Other approaches and their variations may follow very different timelines. But there is a pattern worth noticing: the deeper and more structural the intended change becomes, the longer the process often appears to take. Not because deeper change is impossible, but because more of the system needs to be adjusted, and that takes more time. By incorporating some of these reference points into your own thinking, you may find yourself in a much better position when judging your own progress and your own failures. You may become less willing to accept the idea that meaningful change should happen instantly, and perhaps a little more skeptical of the endless promises of rapid transformation and one-shot solutions that are so aggressively marketed today. Maybe you will even come to a different conclusion: not that you failed, not that there is something fundamentally wrong with you, but that meaningful change is often slower, more uneven, and more demanding than we are usually led to believe, and that some of the certainty sold to us says more about marketing than it does about human psychology.